To inspect and maintain the brake system on your Indian Springfield, follow these steps. Park the motorcycle on level ground in the fully upright position. With the handlebars pointing straight ahead, inspect the fluid level in the front brake reservoir through the sight glass. A flashlight can be used to illuminate the reservoir in dark areas. If fluid is needed, clean the area with a clean cloth. Then, remove the 2 cover fasteners. Lift the cover off and set aside. Then, remove the diaphragm and set aside. Do not allow brake fluid to contact painted surfaces or paint damage may occur. Add fluid as needed. Do not overfill. Then, reinstall the diaphragm, cover, and fasteners. Torque the fasteners to specification. Clean any residual fluid off the vehicle to prevent paint damage. Next, lubricate the pivot pin and brake lever hinge point. Begin by removing the bottom nut. Then, remove the pivot pin and pull the brake lever out. Clean any old grease or dirt from the pivot pin and brake lever. Lubricate the pivot pin and brake lever hinge point with all-purpose grease. Then, clean any old grease from the brake lever bracket and lubricate with all-purpose grease. Reinstall the brake lever and align the pin hole. Reinstall the pivot pin fully. Then, reinstall the nut and torque to specification. Clean any residual grease off the bike and ensure proper operation of the brake lever. Next, inspect the banjo bolts on the inside of the master cylinder for leaks. Follow the brake lines from the front junction block to the front brake calipers looking for any leaks, kinks, or damage. Inspect the connections at the front brake calipers for leaks. Then, position an inspection mirror at the back side of the caliper to view the friction material. Replace when the thinnest point of the friction material has worn to the service limit indicator groove. Measure the thickness of the front brake rotor at 4 or more locations. Replace any rotor that is damaged or worn to the minimum thickness at any point. Inspect the front ABS tone ring for damaged teeth and the wheel speed sensor for excessive debris. Next, move to the rear fluid reservoir near the rear brake pedal on the right side of the bike. Ensuring the bike is level, inspect the fluid level using a flashlight as needed. If fluid is needed, clean the area with a clean cloth. Then, remove the 2 cover fasteners. Lift the cover off and set aside. Do not allow brake fluid to contact painted surfaces or paint damage may occur. Then, remove the diaphragm and set aside. Add fluid as needed. Do not overfill. Next, reinstall the diaphragm, cover, and fasteners. Torque the fasteners to specification. Clean any residual fluid off the vehicle to prevent paint damage. Next, inspect for leaks on the banjo bolts at the rear master cylinder. Follow the brake line from the rear brake reservoir to the ABS module. Continue by following the rear brake lines to the rear caliper banjo bolt, looking for any leaks, kinks, or damage. Also ensure the brake line retainers are properly secured. Then inspect the rear brake pads and rotors and replace any that are worn to their minimum thickness. Also inspect the rear ABS tone ring and wheel sensor. If inspection reveals a need for service or replacement, see your authorized Indian motorcycle dealer. For more information, see your authorized Indian motorcycle dealer or visit indianmotorcycle.com.